Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Untitled Chapter, and today I'm going to be covering a few things: marquee merchandising changes, as well as a rework to Finn. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Well, before I do get into it, I will just want to say I apologize. It's been a bit since I've posted a video. Just been crazy. You get sick kids, not fun when you're focused on trying to take care of them. So yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and get back into it, though. So I want to go ahead and cover the fact that marquee merchandising changes is happening. It didn't happen with the B1, but it is going to happen with the Droideka and so on. But it is a kind of a test thing. So over the past 2 years, we've released many marquee characters without reevaluating the way that shards are acquired via the pack and bundle. As we discussed in the road ahead, we're going to be evaluating these release methods. So, and going on from there. So yeah, if you really want to read into this bill, but basically, after you get after a marquee character is unlocked, they do have an option, or around the time the marquee event, once the marquee event starts, we get a pack, usually $9.99 for, that's like 25, 30 shards, something like that, just to get you another, no, it's 30 shards, it's 30 shards. So once you get marquee character, you can basically get it to up to 4 stars, thanks to that. But now they're upping it to $19.99, $10.99, $19.99, and adding 1350 crystals as well. So you'll basically be buying the character pack plus a $10 crystal pack. A lot of people aren't liking this. I really don't like it. Like, I might actually, depending on how good the Droideka is, I may actually purchase said pack just because I want to at least get a 4-star character, just like I may in the next week or so purchase the $9.99 pack for the B1. But getting the extra crystals is, you know, both ways. I don't like it, but at the same time, I can kind of see they're trying new things out. And it's good they're trying new things out. Some of these things we won't like, but you know, I'm sure it's bear with them. They're trying new things to see what is favorited and what isn't. So, and this will be in the link in the description below this post. So now, let's talk about Finn. So everyone knows about the fact that you go throw in Finn, C-3PO, Raid Han, Chewie, Legendary Chewie, and I think it's usually a 5th. I think it's like a Resistance Trooper or something like that. Yeah, you throw those guys in, and you can solo the Phase 3 of Heroic Sith Triumphant Raid. So you topple Traya, and then once Traya is toppled, you just go repeatedly after her. And I apologize, I did not have Finn's kit up. I know it's not up, or it's not, that is not Finn. Finn! Finn! But yeah, this is still the original kit, so I just want to cover it before I go into the actual reworked kit. Does physical damage to target enemy, deals 100% more damage to enemies that that haven't been struck by this attack. And then Finn cleanses himself, or no, he cleanses all allies, and he gains defense advantage and heal over time up. So yeah, Finn and Poe do at least the heal over time. So that's changed. This 80% chance has changed, and then his leadership's reworked. There's some great things in his kit, but unfortunately, some of his kit is a little bit more changed. So, but yeah, it's the oh my goodness ability, special ability, which called everyone to assist, is so they would pop, Raid Han would expose and stuff like that. It was just a crazy thing. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and read the final text. So, deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack deals 20% more damage for each time the target has been struck by it. So they changed it off a little bit. They offset it to, they opposite sized it, or whatever you want to call it. So nothing too big with the basic. This one I really like. I really like this ability. The update of Hold the Line from this. So he used to dispel everyone, and then only give him and Poe heal over time, and then gave himself advantage of defense up. Now, all resistance allies recover 20% health and protection. Finn gains advantage, defense up, taunt, and determination for 2 turns, and dispels all debuffs from all allies. So that's way better. Way better. Of course, yes, they did take off the some of the other bonuses that he gave to Poe, which is kind of a downside. So they got rid of the heal over time effect of it, but that's because he's also healing everyone. So I kind of get that. So it's kind of nice. And then Determination, this new buff, whenever any other resistance allies falls below 50% health, Determination expires and Finn taunts for 2 turns. If that ally is taunting, it is dispelled. When Determination expires, Finn gains Retribution for 2 turns. And this definitely works really well with Poe. Probably mostly with Poe, but it also does work with Amela and Haldo as well. So that's pretty good. But no, I love the healing, recovering health and protection. Because in the Sith Raid, on Phase 1, I use JTR, the normal trio, R2, BB-8, Rey, but I don't have first Resistance Trooper geared out. The one I have the furthest geared out is Finn. Except lately I've been using General Kenobi just because of the call to assist, being able to assist, pop expose, apply expose, pop expose, kind of like that. Excuse me. But one thing that was a weakness to that is General Kenobi died pretty quickly just because he has no health recovery. And I have used Finn before, and I'm definitely liking the idea of using Finn again so that I can score a little bit more, as well as making resistance allies, more survivable, since Darth Nihilus' ability goes through ignores protection. So, but yeah, I really love this rework on this ability. It's amazing. So now takedown, deal physical damage, target enemy, expose them for 2 turns, and stun them for 1 turn. This attack deals 60% more damage. Also, the exposed chance is down to 70%. Chance to expose them for 2 turns. But anyways, this attack deals 60% more damage for each time the target has been struck by it. Doubled against raid bosses. So it gives them a chance to use this ability to pop exposes, have a chance to apply another expose, and so on. So it's nice. I like the ability that it's going to do some more damage. So overall, this is a whole lot better of the first 3 abilities. So A+ to all of those. This is where it's going to get a little tricky, just because a lot of people invested a Zeta. Like recently, I had invested a Zeta. I didn't show it, of course, but I was trying to do. I guess I misplayed and mislooked at abilities / speed, because I thought my Poe was faster than the whole team, but it didn't work out as well, and I lost my essentially my considered brown coats thanks to Urzatron. Finn and Poe. So I have yet to utilize this team. I know we have a Sith Raid, or not a Sith Raid, gosh, what am I thinking? A territory war going on, and after I'm done recording, I'm going to try to do see if I can get a battle with them. But we'll see how that works out. But here it is. So before it said resistant allies gain 30% offense and 60% defense. Other allies gain half that amount. So he kind of also bonuses non-resistance as well, but only half. So 15 offense, 30 defense. When a resistance ally loses foresight, they gain advantage for 2 turns, and whenever an enemy takes damage from exposed, reduce cooldowns and grant them 35% turn meter. So this is what it will say now. Resistance allies have 60% defense, offense, potency. Right there, that is way better than the previous. You're giving potency, so Finn and Poe and everyone else can land the exposes more often. That's great. And you're getting more offense, but you're also, you're getting the same defense, but you're getting more offense too. So, and it still says other allies gain half that amount. So he is still a decent, well-rounded leader for the non-allies. So, or the non-resistance allies, the non-allies. Enemies, get this? No. But yeah, the non-resistance allies. And each time they damage an exposed enemies, all resistance allies gain 3% turn meter, and target enemy loses 5% turn meter for each resistance ally. It's the target, it's not all, it's just the target. Damaging an exposed enemy still reduces the cooldown by 1. This is the part that really kills the ability. And I'm going to talk here in a bit. I'm going to talk about my suggestions on what they could have done a little better. But anyway, so resistance allies gain 3% turn meter, and the target enemy loses 5% turn meter for each resistance ally. But it's the target, so all allies gain 3% turn meter. Great. That's awesome. But the downside is there's not enough turn meter gain. So previously you got to the point where you're able to lock down the enemy team, like a triumvirate team, and they could never go. They could literally never go because you're exposing. I know Poe still does his taunt and it still strips turn meter, but this ability does add some more turn meter loss to a certain target. So you want to bounce around. As long as no one's taunting on their team, you can still bounce around and make them lose some turn meter, so you can push to getting Poe to taunt again. But the turn meter gain is so much less. All resistance allies gain 3% turn meter. Just 3% turn meter? Unless it's for each resistance ally, as the wording, I'm assuming that might be what it is. So, but that right there, like, I will admit, the part of this leadership I like, other than the cooldown stayed, is the adding of potency and increasing offense by 30%. That is huge. That is amazing. It's just this turn meter change. I would have kept the turn meter as is, except add another text in like they do with like Fracture, you know, against Sith or against raids or maybe against toppling effects. Turn meter is reduced like by, because here it says 35% turn meter gain. Maybe just change it to 5% turn meter gain. And then Trey will gain more turn meter than the resistance will. They could have done that. But alas, they did not. And it's kind of sad. They could have done something like that, or they could have, in this kit or in the raid, just changed something. I know some people were saying add stacking tenacity while the Trey is toppled. I'm like, no. No, yes and no, I get that, but maybe a little bit of stacking tenacity, but really it's more of, or maybe stacking turn meter gain from negative stats. There's a lot of things they could have done. And I know down here, let's see, in order to maintain Finn's identity as a powerful character within raid encounters, we changed the basic attack. Okay, hold the line. But yeah, it's just they changed it. I don't know. I'm going to let you guys read the rest of this, though. But the PvP changes. This changes do not drastically alter the performance of Finn-led Resistance Squad in PvP. But his change do offer the team some additional utility and slight improvement in their PvP presence. Which, again, that's the increase, the add of potency and the increase of, increase of offense. When ramping damage, now Finn's basic and his second special, the longer he will stay alive, the more turns he can take the more potent he becomes. So they said that, you know, you can definitely dispose teams such as Kylo Ren on Mass First Order teams and General Kenobi led teams. You don't see General Kenobi. Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren led teams are definitely in Territory Wars and Grand Arena, so that's good. You have another character that you can actually take on, but now you have to really change probably the playstyle a little bit, just a little bit from the original. So I don't know, 35% is crazy, but then again, you do got like HK on critical hits, but that's critical hits, and that's usually stopped by critical immunity. And maybe they could have done, I don't know, tenacity kind of stops the exposed train too, which can be annoying. So I don't know, honestly, in my opinion, they could have done a little bit differently, but for the most part, they were creative in updating his kit. Like adding a new buff called Determination. That is huge. That is huge. So I really do commend CG for doing what they did with Finn. I like his new kit. 99% of his kit. It's just the turn meter in leadership. Because now, to me, I don't get a chance to utilize it. Because, like I said, I recently Zeta'd it. I was busy Zetaing so many other characters I didn't care to Zeta Finn. But then I finally decided to gear them up a little bit so I could use them for Territory Wars and Grand Arena. But now I'm kind of iffy even wanting to do that anymore. So I do hope another thing that CG does is refund our Zetas. because I feel like we deserve to get our Zetas back, and maybe give us the choice to either Zeta Finn again or take it somewhere else. Which I actually, to be honest, I might actually take it somewhere else. I think Finn's Zeta part was the... Oh, and they actually got rid of the foresight and advantage thing, which is kind of interesting. But I think they kind of changed that to the offense, and then adding the potency, which makes sense. But for the most part, it's just a turn meter, a little bit of a turn meter train, because it's a neat. If you get the characters and team modded right, you can solo some teams just with 3 of them. Finn, Poe, and Resistance Troopers. So except the 3v3 Grand Arena, you'd be able to gain a little more tickets over certain teams. So I'm kind of iffy on this, on that part. But other than that, again, Finn's rework is, for the most part, phenomenal. So, but other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like his rework? What parts of the kit do you actually like? What parts of the kit do you not like? I assume a lot of you that would reply would probably say the turn meter law change in the leadership. And also, a quick side note, I hope CG adds, when they rework some characters that just have Omega abilities, give like 3 bonuses like this. This is huge. Like Old Republic with Cartho Nasty does like potency, tenacity, and critical avoidance, I think it was. So giving us 3 different stat bonuses would be huge. Maybe go back and do like a mini rework to a ton of different leaderships and add another, just one more bonus stat that complements his leadership type. Like potency, I would love to see in like maybe Tarkin, for example. Make Tarkin a little bit better as a leader. And maybe some teams could benefit with using the speed. So we can actually maybe shake up Arena a little bit. Get rid of this Revan. I know Grievous is coming. I know they've, I know B1 and the rework of B2 with a unreworked Grievous and Magna Guard still, and add in Chewbacca could really, take on a Revan team, which is nice. So I really can't wait to see those. But again, I feel like just changing these little adding these little extra stat bonuses instead of like 1 bonus or 1 buff, they give 2 or 3, which is another thing I hope they do kind of similar with like Rex Select Team when they Zeta him. And keep the turn meter, please, Rex. Keep Rex's turn meter. But again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all those that watch the videos I make. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share to support me in making more videos, and you guys have a wonderful day.